Are you facing obstacles to getting your users actually using Goldmine effectively? Or maybe you've been using Goldmine for some time, but recently you just sense your colleagues are using Goldmine less, or even for yourself as well. And it's Goldmine. The application, is it set up proving to be a bit of a challenge to you? If yes to any of those, then this is the session for you. I'm going to talk about key reasons for low user adoption of a CRM system. It's not really aimed at Goldmine, CRM generally, and how can you detect that low usage, and then some possible actions to rectify that situation. So hello, I'm Tim Wilmot, and my company Wizard Systems, we're a specialist CRM solutions provider who help out small and mid-sized organizations improve their sales productivity, marketing, and customer service through the use of simple and affordable solutions like Goldmine. So welcome to this Goldmine 101, those of you on here live. The audio part of this call is one way only. If you've got a question, please pop that into the question box on your meeting control panel, and I'll do my best to answer that at the end. Quick mention about Wizard then. I know quite a few of you on here live do know us, have dealt with us for a number of years. So we have been supplying Goldmine for a long, long time. We don't just do Goldmine. We are a multi-product vendor. We supply a range of very different CRM solutions as regards what they do, what they look like, how you pay for them, how you access them. But as regards Goldmine, we had a long association with Goldmine, well over 30 years, and we provide the product, upgrades, training, add-ons, ongoing support as well. Right, well, what are the potential causes then for low user adoption when you sense something's going on? Well, it could be lack of training and support. And it's a thing that certainly if you've had your Goldmine system from Wiz Systems, we really stress the importance of training from the outset. And if users don't get the proper training, and training specific to their role as well, you've got to make sure a salesperson can use Goldmine in a different way to a marketing person or a support person or a manager and so on. So without training, you won't know how to use CRM effectively, and you may struggle to understand the basic concepts and features of using Goldmine. And then insufficient ongoing support. If you don't have support, you don't have a person to call or a company to call, that could also hinder adoption in your company. Resistance to change, yeah. So some users may be resistant to changing the way they work, their process and workflows. They might be used to working in a certain way maybe with Excel or some other way of managing their workday. And they might think of CRM as a sort of unnecessary disruption rather than a valuable tool. So maybe we need to do a little bit of a selling exercise to those people. Looking at complexity and usability, the user experience. If the CRM system, the way it's displayed, the way it's presented to the user is too complex or not very intuitive, then users could be turned off. They're going to be frustrated and unwilling to put in the effort required to learn and use the system. And then look at data entry. Is it a mundane exercise? Is it really difficult to update the system with information as you go along? That could, if it is, then that could make you a little bit more unproductive and less likely for salespeople to use it and see the immediate value of it. And we've got to make sure that in the organization from top to bottom, there is buy-in. So if managers and executives and business owners don't see the importance of CRM, and maybe if users see them not using it, then you've got to have buy-in at all different levels within a company. Limited customization could be another issue when a CRM doesn't fit exactly, and every company changes over time. So if you had Goldmine umpteen years ago and you bought it to do job X, is it still doing job X right now in 2024? We have to constantly look at the tool and maybe do little tweaks. And Goldmine is very easy to customize in that way. But looking at the alignment of CRM to the current organization's requirements and processes, and then look at disconnected systems. Goldmine is Goldmine sat on its own? Is it talking to other applications? Maybe it needs to. Have you got your email integrated as well? All of these disconnected systems could impact your efficiency and productivity. And then lastly, the usual one, poor data quality. Not a fault of Goldmine, not a fault of CRM, but rubbish in, rubbish out sort of thing. Have you got incomplete records? Have you got old records? Have you got duplicate records? Goldmine's got good tools to kind of do a spring clean regularly to make sure that everything is as up to date as possible. So, how can you detect something that's going on? Well, it could be lack of engagement. You might just sense subconsciously that some people are not using the CRM tool, but you need to check your logins, check people logging into Goldmine, using Goldmine through the day, checking dashboards as well is a great way. Dashboards and reports. Maybe when you do employee reviews, do you actually talk about the employee's use of Goldmine as the CRM system as a critical tool in their productivity, their efficiency, and development? So that could feature in those reviews. What we're looking at here, again, if you're an active Goldmine user, you might recognize this. This is one of the built-in dashboards in Goldmine, an activity summary dashboard. Quite good because it can, these sort of KPIs, they can, through the charts or the tables that are presented, the combination of those, it might actually sort of highlight any anomalies or gaps, certain people not using the system. Maybe David or Jan, there's lots of low number zeros there. Maybe they're salespeople. That would be an immediate indication of them not updating the system with their activities. Maybe they log in, okay, but maybe they're, for whatever reason, they're not updating activities, interactions, and that's a critical part of your CRM system, keeping all of those customer interaction points up to date. And logging in, Goldmine gives you a nice way. Now, the administrator will be able to see this. So this is where we can see for a particular user, where you set up your users, you can click on this time clock tab, and that will give you day by day the logging in, logged out of that user, and how long were they logged in, how many sessions did they do, how many keystrokes, how many times did they touch the keyboard in that Goldmine session. And just off shot there, we've got clicks, mouse clicks as well. So combination of those two may be an indication of how much that user is or isn't using the Goldmine tool. So we established that one or some of our users aren't using Goldmine CRM to the expected levels, the required levels. So what we need to look at is, well, first of all, is Goldmine set up right for you? Going back to my earlier point about the company evolving, or maybe you've acquired a company, or you've been acquired, or different management. Things change, and you may want to constantly address that and make sure that Goldmine is tweaked for you as an organization and the particular job role of the user. Do you need training? Yes, you get training initially when you get Goldmine on board, but maybe you need some refresher training. With staff turnover, sometimes over the years, the knowledge of Goldmine disappears, and the people that should be looking after it, they may leave the company for whatever reason, and then it's not being looked after, and that's when problems start to occur with data quality and so on. Are you using reports and dashboards to monitor what's going on? Keep an eye with the built-in report writer in Goldmine and those dashboards and the analysis screens as well. Way back before we had graphical dashboards, we had analysis. They're still in there. They're quite useful as well. But a combination of all those. Keep looking at those if you're a manager, just to check on usage, updates, activity levels. Are you on the latest version of Goldmine? Always a good idea to keep up to date with the latest version of Goldmine. You've got to be on a maintenance contract for that. But being on the latest version of Goldmine can make sure that your Goldmine system is efficient and keeping up to date with any new features if you're on a particularly older version. Do you need a review of your data integration? So looking at outside of Goldmine, does Goldmine need to get in data from another application? Does Goldmine need to push data to an application? I mean, the critical one is email and email marketing. So we've got lovely integrations with those. So hopefully if you're an active Goldmine user, you are using those right now. And speaking about data, does that need to be looked at as well? Looking at the data quality, gaps in the database, old records. Of course, with Goldmine, it knows when a record was created. It knows when a record was last tinkered with by a user. And we date stamps, there's an audit trail in Goldmine, so we can go back through that and look at old records. And there's a nice purge tool in Goldmine to keep the data purged of any duplicate records based on your criteria. And do you need to engage with us, Wizard Systems? We do regular CRM reviews with our clients. We do prompt our customers every year to invite them to do a formal CRM review of how Goldmine is performing. And then looking at the next 6 months, the next 12 months, what do you want out of your CRM? Is the business changing? Is Goldmine still appropriate for you? Do we need to resell Goldmine to the team as well? The benefits, to the user and so on, the benefits. Why should I use Goldmine? Looking at the job role of the person, then we might be able to think of really good reasons why that person should be using Goldmine a little bit more and try and resell it. And is Goldmine still fit for purpose? Again, going back to organization changes. You bought it all those years ago. Has the business requirements changed? And is Goldmine continuing to fit the purpose of the business? And if it's not, well, if that's the case, then engage with Wizard Systems. We're not just Goldmine people. We're not just a one product company. We supply 3 other very different CRMs, and maybe one of those might be a better fit for you going forwards, and we help you with migrating from one to the other, transferring data, and so on, a smooth transition from old to new. So that's just a quick run through then of top level user adoption, what the impact could be on the business if you haven't got all of your customer facing people, not just your salespeople. Think about all the people that have some kind of interaction with the client. They should all be potential Goldmine users. Goldmine gives you a nice concurrent user license, so there's no excuse for customer facing people not to have access to Goldmine, making sure it's available to them wherever they are, whatever device they're working on, and using it. And then things to watch out for. Keep running those reports. Keep an eye on users. Check on record updates. If you think you've just had a new inquiry and the phone's just gone, make sure someone's actually put that lead into the Goldmine database. You never know when you might need that information, and updates to activities as well. So that's it from me as regards things to watch out for and potential areas that you could look at to improve the situation about user adoption. If you've got any questions around this, or indeed any other Goldmine question, please pop that, those of you on here live, pop that into the question box in the meeting control panel. Question from Morris: what are the mobile capabilities of Goldmine, and how do features differ on a mobile versus the desktop? Well, with Goldmine, there's been over the years, there's been a number of different solutions, but the solution for right now and has been for some time is Goldmine Web. This is built into Goldmine. It does need to be installed though, normally by us. There's just a little bit of jiggery pokery to do. Very, very straightforward though. And the technology is in your Goldmine. If you're on a fairly recent version of Goldmine in the last 10 years, you have Goldmine Web right now. And Goldmine Web is a way of accessing that on your mobile. It's not a mobile app as such, but it's like looking at a web page, and very fast, very easy to use. Looks different to your desktop as well. As regards your question about feature differences, then the mobile Goldmine Web is like a subset of the full desktop access. So you're not going to get all the bells and whistles, but the mobile access will support you interacting with customer records, creating new records, editing records. You see all the fields, you see the notes, you see the tabs. You can create and complete your activities. You can send and receive emails. You can track your opportunities. You can do your cases, and it will also support some basic filters as well, basic queries of the system. Yes, that's the basic difference of the two. Rebecca, how customizable are the layouts, fields, and processes within Goldmine to map to our workflows? Well, that's a good question. And, Goldmine should, you mentioned processes there. Goldmine is not just about storing data. It's all about tracking and helping you manage process as well, like the sales inquiry process, or following up a sales visit process, or doing a quote process. There should be those processes should be mapped out and tracked in Goldmine, and users given the training to know what they do. Goldmine does have the ability to create custom screens and custom fields with different types of fields. So there's a fair amount of customizability in there. The devil's in the detail there, Rebecca. We'll call you after this and find out what ideas you've got there. But generally, yes, we've got a way of customizing Goldmine, or you've got a way of customizing Goldmine without any coding. It's very, very straightforward. And as regards processes, there is, not sure exactly what you mean by process, but there is an automated process feature in Goldmine where we actually covered that the other week. This is a little bit like the AI of Goldmine, all right, to get Goldmine to do things automatically based on a trigger, all right. So that might be what you're thinking of. And workflow, workflow as well. So think of that. Morris has come back. Is there any additional cost for mobile for Goldmine Web? No, well, there's just a small fee for us to install it. Very straightforward. It takes about an hour or so to implement it on your systems. And so the technology is actually included. Right, don't think there's any more questions. So thanks the two of you for those. Just wrapping this up then, latest release as of mid-March 2024. We're on the 2024 version .1. You've got to have maintenance to get access to these updates. That's the only way of getting access to those updates. Do you fancy a CRM review? Would you like one of us, with all of our extensive years of CRM implementations and Goldmine knowledge, would you like us to, normally via an online call, and it might be as short as 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but just have more of a formal review of the way you're using Goldmine, look at any issues, obstacles, and then drawing up that kind of strategy, that plan going forwards for the next 6 months, 12 months and beyond. So contact us at Wizard Systems if you would like one of those. There's no cost for that, by the way. We'll very often write up our findings as well, just to confirm things in writing for you of our recommendations. That's a CRM review. And yes, if you've got any suggestions for future topics, if you're a Goldmine user and you think of something that might be of interest to other Goldmine users out there, then please contact any of us at Wizard Systems. We'd love to consider that and include that for future Goldmine 101 sessions. So thanks very much to those of you on here live. Thanks for attending, and we'll catch up with you on the next event with a completely different topic. Thanks very much indeed. Bye-bye.